Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences at Walden University. Today, it is with great honor and privilege that I present the topic of food insecurity at the American Heart Association. So today, I'll be talking more about how cardiovascular mortality, diabetes, a lot of these major chronic diseases can be all provided and explained through social factors such as food insecurity. Now, the topic of food insecurity, we have been developing, our team has been developing the ideas, and we've actually published in multiple peer reviewed journals regarding some of the national level statistics and also some of the disparities that exist. And so, um, in this research project, we were trying to answer the question specifically that how long-term diabetes, whether it's type 1 and type 2, we were not able to discern between the two because within the data set there was not a distinction being made. But how does long-term diabetes affect individuals with long-term food insecurity? And this is unknown, and this is what our endeavor was in this original research study. So there's additional evidence that also suggests that social aspects like racial segregation, historical discriminatory housing policies, all of these are contributory to cardiovascular risk. So we were trying to look if food insecurity would be an additional social factor. For this, we looked at specifically the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, which is a robust survey that is conducted, um, and it was used, the data that was used was between 1999 and 2010. So what we did is we followed up through December of 2015, and we linked mortality data from the National Vital Statistics dataset. And so if you look at the results, the framework of how we studied this was a traditional sort of effect modification model where food insecurity and cardiovascular mortality were studied as independent and dependent variable, and then diabetes was studied for the effect modification. So when we looked at the results, initially we did see that there was a mortality status of 15% due to cardiovascular mortality among individuals that have diabetes. And this is something that is well supported from previous research. But what really surprised us is the fact that when there was both food insecurity and diabetes, this actually demonstrated a stronger effect on cardiovascular mortality than if the individual had suffered food insecurity alone. And this has major implications when we're thinking about making policy. So when we think about how to understand food insecurity, it's important to understand in the context of chronic diseases and cardiovascular diseases. So when healthcare providers are doing uh, a regular checkup or any sort of screening, it is always important to also screen for food insecurity. And there are a lot of questionnaires out there that are fairly quick to administer. And so it's important to be considering these. And it's also very importantly important to consider food insecurity from a social determinant perspective as well. So this is considered one of five crucial social determinants of health, and this can be considered a part of economic stability. So it's important to be considering these in the context of national policies and national framework which addresses equity as well as personal care. Thank you for listening.